sometimes some videos will come up that will show teachers actually using those strategies, because all of these came from a book called, the name of the book right now. They're all from the same book. Teach Like a Champion. That's the name of it. So all of our strategies came from that.
The Beginning Teacher Program is a program set up to provide support to teachers in their first 3 years. At the beginning of their career, in their first year, we try to give a very high level of support, and then we try to scaffold it down into their third year. We make sure that each beginning teacher has a mentor assigned to their school level. We also provide district support through support sessions and focus sessions. We go into their classrooms and we'll observe their class, and then we'll find areas where we think we could support them in that they might need a little more support. Usually it's things like organization or lesson planning, also behavior management. That's usually a big issue with beginning teachers in an area where they like to have lots of support. Even if we think they're doing fantastic, they still want to get better in that area. Classroom management is usually a huge area that we talk about, and all of that plays into classroom management. If they're able to organize, write strong lesson plans, create engaging instruction, and at the same time they have all of these other things going on like RTI and IEPs and all this paperwork, so we try to support them in that area as well.
Honestly, it kind of hit me in high school. I had a chance to work with the PEPI program, which was basically coming together with other high school students. You get to go out to elementary schools and plan lessons for the kids, and normally it deals with games, but just being able to build the relationship with kids, really that was a big passion for me that only grew with time. Pop up on the page. All right, that means whatever words are inside of there, when you're reading a story, they're being said aloud. We're what, at the end of week 3 now, and it's been brutal. I mean, you can't even lie. It's been a whirlwind, and there's just been so much, not even too much paperwork, but just so many different procedures that as a new teacher you're not sure about. Just building that rapport with your classroom and helping all these different kinds of students that you've never met before. Know that you're here for them, that you care for them, and that you're gonna help them succeed. Like I said, just inside and out of the classroom, and that you want to see the best things for them. Yeah, so Beginning Teacher Program is usually one of those things that gets a pretty bad rap. Just because with the whirlwind of everything else that goes on, you're dealing with even extra meetings really. But there's definitely a benefit with those in that you're able to get more like one-on-one instructions. As important as that is for the kids, it's also important for us teachers to have that at times too, just so we don't get lost in the chaos of all this different jargon and everything else. And so it really helps us with the processes that we may not have even touched when we were in college. Things that will ultimately help our students in the long run, help us to address any needs that they may have, and be sure that we can get them from point A to point B safely. And once again, just all about helping them succeed inside and out of the classroom. Ultimately, though, it's been a lot of fun. I definitely leave exhausted, but I think that's just the animal that I'm dealing with here. But I've enjoyed it, and I definitely look forward to the rest of the school year.
I came in as a lateral entry. I worked for communities and schools for 3 years and then decided to help the kids in a different capacity. In my experience, I have seen how much of a positive impact a good EC teacher can have on children, especially for someone who just needs a little additional help or additional support, and how much of an impact that can have on a child in their future. Definitely writing IEPs. That's been hard, just trying to make sure the paperwork is how it needs to be and having everything together. An IEP is an individual education plan. Every student who is classified as EC has a file, and inside of it talks about the goals that they have and how we can best help them. The Beginner Teacher Program has been very supportive for BT teachers, and just having that support, having them available if we have any questions, we can email them or call them. They are very supportive. They help us in any way that they can. So it has definitely been, I think, a big reason why I have had a good year so far.
Well, originally I wanted to be a teacher in high school because I had so many great ones, and I felt like I wanted to make a difference. And then I went to law school, and while in law school I realized that there are certain things that kids don't know that they probably should know before they enter into this tumultuous world. So I was hoping to come back and give them some knowledge that they probably wouldn't otherwise get.
And we have common sense. That's logos. You're gonna need to know that because we're about to watch a clip.
I think the hardest part for me is trying to get all the ideas that I have floating around in my head into something that my kids will understand and they will leave my classroom with and apply later on in their lives. I feel like the beginning teacher program is just support. Sometimes coming into your first year of teaching, you feel like you're the only one out there. You're on the island by yourself. And the beginning teacher program really stresses to us that if we need help, we can ask for it, and it's not going to be, we're not going to be looked down upon, we're not going to be judged or anything like that. We're just going to, get the help that we need to become the best teachers that we can be.
If it's their first year, it's really important that they decide who they're going to be as a teacher. They need to look at all aspects of their classroom, the classroom management, the discipline, the content, and kind of make sure they focus on the areas where they feel like they might be struggling, which is where the beginning teacher program comes in place, because we can offer them support in those areas. But also that they realize that it is an amazing career and that they need to keep the joy throughout the year. We try to put things in place to help them just enjoy the classroom, enjoy their students, and really just set them up for success. There's going to be down times, but that's why we're here to help support them and bring them up during those down times during their first year. Teaching is hard, and no one's ever said that it's not going to be hard. It's very hard, but it's very worth it too.